Hello all my beautiful little unicorns and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa and I and I would like to welcome you into the fam. As you guys probably know by now, my channel is meant to be the most healing, relaxing, as well as supportive channel on YouTube, which is exactly why I'm just chilling here with my matcha tea, ready to spend some divine time with you within these 4 different groups that all correspond to a reading. This is so good. There's nothing better than a cup of green matcha tea and some cashew milk. So guys, as advertised by the title, this video is all about your relationships in May. So whether you are in a committed relationship or marriage, or you are in a situationship, because we don't want to put labels on anything, because on this channel, labels are so yesterday. These 4 groups are going to reveal exactly what's coming towards your love life during the month of May, so you can prepare yourself accordingly. So if you're new to this space on YouTube, don't panic. Simply pick one of these 4 groups. The timestamps are down below in the description box as well as pinned to the comment section, so you can fast forward to the relevant part of this video. Furthermore, I am also offering a discount on my crystal jewelry, which is exclusive to this video. I'm wearing moonstone as well as sunstone today, as well as a little bit of aquamarine. And if you would like some crystal jewelry, just like the jewelry that I wear in my videos, scroll down into the description box because I'm hooking you up with a great deal. But make sure that you act quickly because the sale on my crystal jewelry only lasts for as long as supplies last, and the sale is just going to be up for a few days, but all the details are down below in the description box. So the 4 groups that I have prepared for you today are as follows. Group number 1 corresponds to the Whispers of Love Oracle deck as well as the Tiger Eye. Group number 2 corresponds to the Gaia Oracle deck as well as the Electroplated Quartz Point. Group number 3 corresponds to the Pink Pain Tarot deck as well as the Pyrite. And group number 4 corresponds to the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck as well as the Rainbow Fluorite. So I will just give you a little moment of privacy while I sip some more tea in order for you to make up your mind on which group you would like to choose. So by now you've hopefully chosen a group that you felt intuitively drawn towards. So now we're going to get into all the fun, starting off with group number 1, which corresponds to the Whispers of Love Oracle deck and the Tiger's Eye. And to all of my other lovely groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello group number 1 and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Whispers of Love Oracle deck with the Tiger Eye crystal. Let's do a little close-up for you so you can get acquainted with the energy of your stone, with your crystal, and properly connect with it. So this is the beautiful Tiger Eye crystal. I will leave the link to this stone down below in the description box because I do have these exact pieces in my online store. So let's move straight into your reading in order to figure out what's coming towards your love life during the month of May, shall we? I really love this Whispers of Love Oracle deck. I will leave that link down below as well if you're a deck collector. So first and foremost, we have be supportive. So one thing that I can see here is that it's important for your relationships for you to be supportive and to show that you care. So group number 1, are you that person who is really soft on the inside and hard on the outside? Well, your reading is already calling you out within the first minute, group number 1. In being supportive, it becomes very clear that you need to be unafraid to show that soft, squishy inside of yours, and to understand that sometimes that's exactly what other people need, especially those who are close to you and especially those who value your opinion. So don't be afraid to show your soft underbelly. Don't be afraid to be a little bit more supportive. Okay, we have the moon. So one thing that I can see that you're kind of afraid of, group number 1, is that if you make yourself too vulnerable or you give someone too much of an easy time, then they're going to abuse it, or they're going to end up disappointing you, or they're going to end up not really giving you what you want out of the relationship or what you expect out of the relationship. But I do want you to know here in the moon that this is all about you intuitively deciding. As human beings, we are multifaceted living beings that can discern between situations that may turn out negatively and situations that seem to be good for us. So do the same in conjunction to being supportive. Be very honest with yourself. If you've been supportive of someone, be it a romantic interest or a friend, and they've always backstabbed you, or they've always kind of showed you that they're just here for when you're supportive, but as soon as there's a problem, they're nowhere to be found, or they start to argue with you, then of course, being supportive is not necessarily the answer for that kind of relationship. But if someone who cares about you just needs a little bit of an extra push, make sure that you're there to hand it to them. I can see here in the Queen of Swords, group number 1, that you're somebody who is mostly nice, but if someone does upset you, it's game over, and you can say things that are less than nice. Okay, you can say the meanest things if someone triggers you in the wrong way, or if someone challenges you. You will never offer any types of mean words or anything like that just out of nowhere. It's just really more of a defense mechanism. But I do see here in the Queen of Swords, as well as being supportive, that it's important for you to keep your emotions under control and to try to just be 100% supportive, and really just live the philosophy of, if you have nothing nice to say, then say nothing at all during the month of May. I can see here in the Four of Cups that there is this sense of feeling a little bit lonely, of feeling a little bit like you're the only one who makes sense in your relationship life. You may feel like nobody gets you, like nobody understands you. And this is something that I feel like a lot of us go through, especially during these upcoming months. I can see from the placements of the planets that it's going to be a bit of a challenging month, where miscommunication isn't an uncommon thing. So we had a few cards that popped right out of the pile, as you just saw, group number 1. One of them is the Knight of Diamonds. So I can see here the Knight of Diamonds kind of riding in on their horse into your relationship life, into your love life. So I do want you to know, group number 1, that the Knight of Diamonds is the Knight of Earth signs. So think Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Gee, I can't talk today. So in the Knight of Diamonds, those are the signs that are coming into your life, and they're coming in sort of like with a vengeance. Okay, they have an agenda, and we're about to find out what that agenda is. So next up we have the Magician. Okay, so they're trying to come into your life to shake things up, group number 1. They're not here to play. They're not here to just kind of be friends. I can definitely see an interest there. And in the Page of Swords, I do want you to know here that it is completely unexpected to you. You did not think that you were desirable to this person in particular, and they may actually just be that force that you needed to show you your true value, because sometimes we entertain other people in relationships, whether those are friendships or romantic relationships. We tend to entertain people who don't deserve us until we have someone like the Knight of Diamonds ride into our lives and tell us, no, you deserve so much better. You deserve to be treated like a king or a queen, or just the beautiful divine being that you are. So why are you putting up with this? Why are you allowing for somebody to walk all over you? And that is exactly one thing that I can see the Knight of Diamonds doing here, and sort of illuminating parts of your relationship where maybe you've been a little too supportive of another person, and then they've ended up taking you for granted, which is where we come back here to the Moon and having to be intuitive, having to understand that being someone who is supportive and being someone who sees the glass as half full means that you have to thread on this really fine line of understanding when people are abusing your kindness, and understanding that you also need to give a lot of understanding, empathy, compassion in order to receive the same thing in return. So next up we have express love through gifts. So group number 1, this is really exciting. I can definitely see here that there may be some sort of gift that's given to you, and that is an expression of love. So this earth sign, this Knight of Diamonds person, this is someone whose love language may be giving gifts. and we all have different love languages. Let's not judge. And one thing that I can see here in expressed love through gifts is that there is someone who expresses their love through giving gifts around you, and they are expressing their love language to you by giving you something. So this could be a little gift, this could just be something that brightens up your day, week, or entire month. Be prepared for it and be open to receiving it, because sometimes we can shy away when another human being offers a gift to us. But I want you to fully accept this group number one and fully embrace it, because it is that person's love language. If they didn't want to do it, they wouldn't be doing it. Next up, we have do something for someone. Group number one, I can definitely see here that you're being called to give your attention to another living being. And it could be, for example, giving your attention to animals that are in need or animals that need help. One thing that a lot of people have been talking about during these current times in this world is how a lot of humans are suffering, but there are also animals who are going through a difficult time or who are lacking support because we're very preoccupied with getting our human messes under control that we have created on planet Earth. Let me not even get started on that. So I can definitely see here in doing something for someone that you shouldn't rule out, donating to some sort of charity that helps animals or directly helping animals. That's always a great, very therapeutic way to get involved and at the same time help someone else and help yourself. Because if you're an animal person or you've ever lived with an animal, worked with an animal, you know truly just how that unspoken magic can change your entire day and outlook on life. Next up, we have the King of Cups. So in the King of Cups, I can see a masculine figure who is a strong water sign. Okay, so this is a Pisces, a Scorpio, or a Cancerian, and this person has this authoritative energy and is older than you. And they're the person who you're going to work with in conjunction of doing something for someone, of helping another living being out, and they're maybe going to be supervising or just overall giving you great advice about how you can get active and involved. Then we have the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is a very favorable card. The Four of Wands shows that there is a time of stability coming for your relationships in May. Again, we have this gift, we have this bouquet. It ties in super beautifully here with expressing love through gifts showing up within your reading, group number one, and the fact that clearly someone is going to try to offer you something as an expression of their love. So group number one, accept that. Allow them to give you this gift, because to them, that is their love language, okay? Don't feel bad about it, because if someone's love language were to show you support through action or words, you wouldn't deny them of that either. So don't start feeling weird when somebody is simply expressing their love language and their love language is giving you gifts. So group number one, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a little gift present emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that this is the group that you ended up choosing and that you're looking forward to wholly and fully accepting the gifts that are being brought to you, both emotionally as well as in the material realm. So group number one, if after watching this video you feel more calm, relaxed, excited, as well as confident, goal accomplished, make sure that you check out more of my videos or my channel. I literally have hundreds of readings and hundreds of hours of readings. There's a little something for everyone on there. So group number one, thank you for spending this divine time with me, and I'll catch you in another one of my videos. Hello, group number two, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Gaia Oracle deck, group number two, as well as the electroplated quartz. Let me do a close-up for you so you can get acquainted with the stone and literally feel its energy and vibration through the screen. I will leave the stone linked below in the description box. This is a really rare stone, but I do carry it within my online shop, so feel free to check that out. But let's now move into your reading to figure out what's coming towards your relationships during the month month of May. So first and foremost, we have the flame tree. Group number 2, I see a lot of passion as well as the start of something new. So a new chapter, a new era within your relationships. So think a new person stepping into your life or a new definition of your relationship. So moving in with one another, an engagement, just solidifying a relationship, all of that counts. The start of something new doesn't need to mean that you're breaking up and getting together with a new person. It could be the start of a new cycle in your relationship, of a new quote unquote definition or feeling of your relationship, depending on what you prefer or how you prefer to see it as. Next up, we have the goddess of creation. Okay, you're feeling sensual, you're feeling yourself, group number 2. I can see here transformation as well as feeling whole, feeling like you don't need to look, smell, or feel a certain way in order to be worthy and to be lovable. I do want you to know here in the goddess of creation that if you're the type of person who tends to nitpick everything about their body, okay, its appearance, how, your skin feels, how your skin looks, the elasticity, whether you consider yourself to be someone who smells really good, all of those little things are things that you're not worrying about during the month of May, and you're expressing yourself sensually in a way that you've never expressed yourself before, group number 2. And this is definitely going to ignite your relationships. This is going to ignite not only any romantic relationships, this confident and accepting energy of yourself, your body, and who you are as a whole is going to just bleed into every facet of your life, which is awesome. Next up, we have the Sacred Heart, which is really fun because not only are the backs of this card the Sacred Heart, but you actually received the Sacred Heart within your reading, group number 2. Now, you may be asking yourself, what does that mean? So the Sacred Heart, group number 2, is a strong symbol of love as well as passion. This is a symbol of being with a twin flame, a soulmate, someone who you just can communicate with without even needing to use words. So being with someone in a room for hours on end without saying a word, and it's not awkward, okay? The silence is not weird. So I do want you to know here in the Sacred Heart that that is the type of vibe that I'm getting for your relationships during the month of May. But it also comes from you being very confident with yourself. Don't forget that. Anyways, let's move further into your reading, group number 2. Next up, we have evolution. So in evolution, I can see here that there's some sort of transformation that's taking place, and you are taking a lot of these lessons that you're learning from fully and wholly accepting yourself here in the goddess of creation and solidifying those in your life, making those a part of your day-to-day, making those a part of your character, of who you are as a human being. So you're not just feeling like, oh, May is a month where I just feel awesome about myself and I'm going to go through more ups and downs. No, you want this to be a full-time thing. You want to always feel this confident and always feel like you can embrace yourself and your body to this extent. And that's really the healthiest thing for you to do, group number 2. Not just for yourself, but also for the relationships within your life. Next up, we have the Chariot reversed. So you are in no rush, group number 2, and that's something that's really awesome because acceptance takes time, as well as, of course, solidifying relationships. So not being in a rush is most likely why your relationship is moving into the next cycle, because as soon as we stop pushing or hoping that something will turn out in a very specific way, that's usually when we receive the type of change or transformation that we've wanted all along. So I can definitely see here within the Chariot reverse that your relationships are moving into the direction that you wanted them to go, and you don't need to push for it. You don't need to say it. Things are just flowing. Next up, we have the Hermit reverse. So in the Hermit reverse, group number 2, I can see that you may actually even long for some more alone time. You may actually even feel like you want to retreat and you want to take a little bit more time for yourself. I do see here in the Hermit reverse that your alone time is something that is sacred. It is something that is important for you to regain strength. So make sure that you're not neglecting that too much, because passion, love, as well as all of these feelings of this romantic heat that we have building during the month of May can spill over or kind of erupt if you're not making sure that you're putting enough time aside for yourself. And you wouldn't want June or July to be full of, fighting and full of kind of friction. So make sure that you're prioritizing your time with yourself during the month of May. Don't get too caught up in other people or in relationships. Next up, we have the Knight of Crystals reverse. The Knight of Crystals reverse is the Knight of Fire signs. Think Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius type of energy. I do want you to know here in the Knight of Crystals reversed that this is someone who is inevitably meant to come into your life, but they're most likely coming towards the end of May, and they have some sort of significance for your relationship. They are going to have some sort of meaning. I want to find out exactly what that meaning is for you. We have the Two of Diamonds. I can see here that they're going to talk to you about your work-life balance and about putting yourself first intimately. Sensually, if you know what I mean. So I can see here in the Knight of Crystals as well as the Two of Diamonds that this is most likely someone who you have a close friendship with, not someone who's romantically interested in you, and they are coming towards the end of May to discuss with you how you are splitting up your time between love as well as your career and making sure that you're not spreading yourself too thin. And they are also going to discuss to you your alone time and how important that is for long-term passion, love, and just overall health in the relationship. So this is someone who is most likely more experienced in the relationship department or just has really awesome advice to give you. Next up, we have the King of Crystals. So the King of Crystals reversed is the King of Earth signs. Let me show you the King of Crystals upright. Okay, so here we go. The King of Crystals is a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo. Okay, they have this Earth sign energy and they have a very authoritative kind of vibe to them. They're very successful at what they do. However, they are not always to be trusted when it comes to money, when it comes to business, because they will put their business first, no matter who they may have to slight, if you know what I mean. So moving further into your reading, I can see here in the Knight of Cups that you really resonate and vibe with this person during the month of May, which means that you're most likely putting your business before feelings, group number 2. And it is definitely necessary for a lot of us to do that more often, because sometimes we can really just mess up our own business, mess up our own financial abundance because of another human being. And let me tell you, group number 2, there is no human being who is worth you messing up your financial freedom or abundance. Okay, there is absolutely no one. If somebody makes you feel like you need to choose between them or your dreams or your goals that you have for your career, group number 2, pick your goals, pick your career, because you deserve to be with somebody who supports you. You deserve to be with somebody who is there for you and who wants you to have it all. Next up, we have the Healer. So I can definitely see here within the Healer, group number 2, that you have to have faith in your relationships lasting. And you have to have faith that any relationship that you're in, if it's meant to be, they're going to be supportive of you putting your work first at times, maybe even every single time. So one thing that I do see here in the Healer is that you have this ability to make everything okay again, even if you spent some time away from a loved one because of work commitments. You have this way of making them feel special again, but it is important that you're with somebody who accepts that decision to begin with. I can see here in Possibility, group number 2, that raising your standards is important when it comes to love and elevating your expectations, not putting your expectations lower because you're afraid that high expectations won't be met. You know, when we start to justify why we're with this person that doesn't really make us happy or that we know doesn't really support us the way we want a partner to support. No, none of that. Group number 2, okay? You have unlimited potential and the right person is out there for you. But sometimes when you're messing about or spending time with people who clearly do not vibe with you, who clearly clearly are not the type of vibrational entities that you should be surrounding yourself with romantically or even in a platonic friendship, we can postpone meeting the right people. We can postpone meeting the right crowd. And that is where I see here in possibility that sometimes you really just need to let go of other people and be alone, just as we spoke about here in the Hermit, for a little bit, have a lot of alone time so that that can create space for new people to come in who resonate with you and your standpoint so much more, who have similar priorities as you do and understand exactly what your dreams and aspirations are. So group number 2, these are the messages that I received for you in conjunction to your relationships. I really truly hope that you enjoyed this reading and found it insightful. Leave a little flame emoji down below in the comment section, since we do have a lot of passion showing up within your relationships during the month of May. Okay, so keeping up the heat and building heat is something that I can see, especially here in the Goddess of Creation. Now, group number 2, if you now feel better than when you started listening to your reading, you feel more calm, you feel more relaxed, you feel better prepared as well as healed, then I have accomplished my goal. So if those are emotions that resonate with you when watching my videos, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel in order to continuously receive this type of content. And let me know down below in the comment section what hit home for you or what content you would like to see more of in the future. Now, group number 2, I'm sending you so much love. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in another one of my videos. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. You chose the Pink Pain Tarot deck as well as the Pyrite. Let's do a quick close-up of your stone so you can get acquainted with its energy, vibration, and frequency, even if through the screen. So this is the Pyrite, group number 3. So it is also known as the Fool's Gold because it looks like a piece of gold, and it is a stone that attracts abundance as well as wealth. Nice choice, group number 3. There's a reason why you were drawn to this stone. So let's move into your reading to figure out exactly what's going on in your relationships during the month of May. So first and foremost, we have the Star. Okay, so group number 3, in the Star, I can see that there is hope on the horizon for the relationships that are in your life. So if you're in a situationship or a committed relationship and things have been rocky, or you've asked yourself if you made the right choice by being with this person, do know here that during the month of May, there is going to be newfound hope as well as love that you're uncovering and kind of rediscovering within your life. And that's exactly what you needed. The Star is a really favorable card. This is a card that shows you kind of connecting with the universe as well as spirit, whatever higher power it is that you believe in, whatever unseen energy it is that you believe in. I can see you coming a lot closer to that during the month of May. Next up, we have the 10 of Bottles. So in the 10 of Bottles, group number 3, I can see here that things emotionally are going to feel really amazing and fulfilled for you. It's almost like, you know, you've got a whole strike that's coming towards you, and you're unfailingly going to feel as though life couldn't be better when it comes to love. I can see here in the 7 of Pills that your career is in a place where you are maintaining, and that gives you a lot of time to really enjoy your love life and your relationships. And by maintaining, I mean you are definitely putting in work, you're definitely putting in the time that you need to put in, but at the same time, you're not overexerting yourself. You're not putting in so much work that you have no time for relationships, no time for yourself or loved ones. So finding a really great balance where your career is still heading in a good direction, that is what is making you so happy during the month of May. Next up, we have the Zen Garden. Now, group number 3, we have this inner sanctuary. We have this inner calmness, and I see that that's what makes you the most attractive during the month of May. So group number 3, if you're the type of person that can be very impulsive, emotional, or can kind of like go from 0 to 100 real quick, then I do want you to know here in the Zen Garden that May is going to be a very uncharacteristic month for you. Group number 3, you're going to be unusually calm and in a way just so serene to the point where people are maybe even even almost like worried of you. And you're going to discover a new sense of maturity and freedom that can be found in being unbothered. I do see here in loss that there's some sort of grief or sadness that you're going through during the month of May in correspondence to your relationships. So we did have the 10 of bottles, which spoke for, bliss, which spoke for emotional bounty. And now you may be asking yourself, well, then why is loss showing up? Well, group number 3, if there is someone who you have lost in your life, it could even be a pet. It doesn't just have to be a human being. I can see here in loss that those emotions are resurfacing, and you then looking around and seeing the people who are in your life at this point in time, who are still here to support you and love you, that gives you this great sense of bliss, gratitude, and just feeling like you're emotionally on an all-time high, because you understand that even though you may have experienced loss and you're sad, you're maybe still grieving, that doesn't mean that you're not grateful for everyone else who is here and for everyone who is supporting you still, especially when you're going through times of sadness. So that is where loss comes in, and loss can kind of make you even more grateful for what you actually do have in your life and for the people who actually are around you, supporting you and rooting for you. Next up, we have a perception. So I can see here in perception that it's all about how you see things during the month of May. And I see that you are refusing to allow any negative emotions to get a hold of you, group number 3, which is something that ties in so beautifully here with the Zen garden, you being in a very mature headspace, in a headspace where you're unusually calm and you're not allowing anything to bother you or anyone to get to you. So rather than feeling annoyed by what someone may say or may try to do to you, I can see here in perception that you're just understanding that that person is hurting, and that's why they feel the need to do anything that is unkind to you or anything that could potentially bother you. You understand that they are dealing with their own issues, and that's probably why they're lashing out. Next up, we have physical touch. Group number 3, in physical touch, I do see here that you're going to be, getting busy during the month of May, okay? Physical touch is a big part of it. So getting physical with another human being, just overall being in an intimate setting with another person is one thing that I see in physical touch. And desirability, that's a big one. So I can definitely see here from the 10 of bottles, the star, as well as the 7 of pills, that you're having a month where you're very attractive to other people, to other signs of the zodiac. And I see here that this vulnerability that is visible through you thinking about loss in your life, you thinking about going through a time where you feel like experiences or opportunities were snatched from you, taken from you. I see that allowing yourself to be vulnerable in that sense is making you like even more attractive, and is making people want to be there for you physically. And first it starts off with, oh, let me just be there for you. And then for some people, it may turn into romantic interest where they're wanting to be there for you. And at the same time, it's like, it makes you so attractive and sensual that you can let yourself be vulnerable when it comes to your emotions. Next up, we have do something for someone. So I can see here, group number 3, that giving your attention to another human being or just another living being is what can help you escape from this place of grief as well as sadness that we have in loss. So especially if you, for example, lost a beloved animal, a beloved companion, sometimes what you need is to look around and see if they have been reincarnated. And if there is another animal who you can tend to, who you can give your love and affection to, who can sort of serve as not necessarily a crutch, okay, but can serve as a new support, that can serve almost as a new lifeline for you to still feel connected to what you feel was lost. Next up, we have look to your inner strength. So group number 3, I can see here that you're stronger than you realize. And this is the important thing, then you realize. Other people realize that you're strong. And that's maybe also why you've been through such difficult times in your life, because you're stronger than you realize that you are, but other people can see just how resilient that you are. So maybe that's why they've put you through more than you wanted to go through, more than you really bargained for. I can definitely see here that during times where you feel like there is this overwhelming feeling of sadness or this overwhelming feeling of loss, it is important for you to look to your inner strength and use that to support yourself. Next up, we have be authentic. Now, group number 3 in be authentic, I can see here that it's okay for you to be who you are as well as feel however you feel. Don't let anyone gaslight you into feeling like your emotions aren't valid or like you're being too dramatic or too sensitive. That is like a fave that narcissists use, okay? Narcissistic people who literally want you to believe that you're crazy or like you're too sensitive, when really they are the ones who need to pump the brakes and actually have a little bit of human decency to listen to you and be kind to you. I can see here and be supportive that you should turn that supportive energy towards yourself. So yes, be supportive by supporting another living being or maybe even adopting an animal, bringing a new being into your life. But at the same time, I see here in being supportive that it's important for you to make a genuine effort to show yourself that you care about you. So when was the last time you had a proper self-care day, group number 3? I mean, face mask, I mean, having your favorite food, I mean, just sitting in the bath or reading, doing everything for yourself to make you feel good without thinking of work, without thinking of responsibilities. That is one thing that I can see that you need to do during the month of May for yourself, group number 3, because May is a favorable month. Yes, there are some emotions that are resurfacing that may be a little tricky or difficult, but nevertheless, it makes you so much more grateful for what you actually do have and the connections that are in your life. So look to your inner strength and support yourself and show yourself that genuine effort and that genuine care that you would show other people. Because I do see here that for the month of May, group number 3, being authentic is so essential for you, not only to create boundaries with people who know no boundaries, but also to remind yourself that your feelings are valid and the things that you're going through do matter. And in the Zen garden, this inner sanctuary and this inner knowing that you are on the right path and that your relationships are in a good place is something that is going to give you more strength and power than you ever thought possible for you. And this is something that I can see here in perception that will allow you to understand that it's just about how you see yourself that matters, okay? Because your body, your mind, you're capable of anything that you set your mind to, but you have to set your mind to it and you have to believe that you're capable of it in order to see it manifest physically into a physical reality. So group number 3, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a little fox emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to the end of your reading. Thank you so much for spending this divine time with me. If you feel more relaxed, calm, as well as healed now at the end of your reading versus at the beginning, then this video has fulfilled its purpose, group number 3. If you would like to see more content like this, make sure that you subscribe to my channel as well as give this video a thumbs up. So group number 3, know that I'm sending you so much love and I'll catch you in another one of my videos. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Rainbow Fluorite as well as the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck. Let me show you a close-up of your crystal so you can get acquainted with its energy, its vibration, and its frequency. As you can see, we have the hints of green as well as purple in this beautiful stone. I absolutely love the way this Rainbow Fluorite was cut, and just the quality of the stone is amazing. I will leave it down below in the description box in case you're interested in adding a crystal like this to your crystal collection. But let's move into your reading in order to figure out exactly what's coming towards your relationships during the month of May, shall we? So first and foremost, we have forgiveness. Now, group number 4, in forgiveness, I can see here that you're going to feel as though you can finally let go of any type of grudges that you've been holding on to in conjunction to another human being who you're in a relationship with, be it romantic or platonic. I can see that It no longer bothers you that they maybe betrayed your trust or that they maybe hurt you in a way that you didn't expect them to. You're freeing yourself of that burden of carrying on those feelings with you, especially when it comes to bringing those feelings into the next relationships. You would just be punishing anyone who's coming into your life if you're still holding on to grudges from past people, because then you have trust issues with people who have never given you a reason not to trust them. So that is where forgiveness plays an amazing role. Next up, we have the standstill card. Now, group number 4 in standstill, I can see here that your relationships are at a point where things are the way that they are, okay? It's going to remain the same during May. So if your relationship is in a good place, it's in a solid place, know that that is the type of vibration that's going to continue throughout the month of May for you. However, if your relationship is in a difficult place, then I do want you to know here in standstill that it is most likely not going to change unless you forgive. So your relationship being in a difficult place may come from you feeling betrayed or feeling like you're being taken for granted. And if you continue to let those feelings prevail, then of course things aren't going to change, okay? Your relationship and its whole dynamic is going to be the same as it is now by the end of May. So you really would have to take action and do something differently in order to invoke change. But if your relationships are going towards a favorable place, are moving on to a path that you're happy with, then don't do anything, group number 4, and make sure that you continue on the route that you're on, because one thing that I can definitely see is stability in sticking to your ways. Next up, we have the King of Diamonds. So in the King of Diamonds, I see the King of Earth signs. I see Capricorn energy, I see Virgo energy, I see Taurus energy, and this person is someone who is authoritative. This person is someone who is very money oriented, okay? They're focused on material wealth and accumulating more material wealth. And I can see here that someone may have backstabbed you because of that. They may have backstabbed you just in order to be more successful in their job, or maybe they always put their job first and that really hurt you. But finding that forgiveness in conjunction to somebody who put money or material objects before their connection with you is going to restore your self-worth and your value, because if you're not able to realize that that is just their priority or that is just what they find the most important, you're always going to associate your self-worth with something material, which is absolutely not accurate. Your self-worth is something that is invaluable. You are worthy beyond what you recognize. I can see here in the star that the month of May is going to come with a lot of hope for your relationships. It's going to come with a lot of hope moving forward, because you realize that people who you've dealt with in past, maybe unsuccessful relationships, it wasn't because of you, and that's where forgiveness and standing still comes into place. It wasn't because of something that you did wrong or something that wasn't okay with you as a person. Those may have just been their priorities that were in a different place. And the more that you accept the differences and how multifaceted each human being is, the less that you take things personally and so seriously. And I can see here in the star that not taking things personally is the best thing you can do for yourself, especially during the month of May, and the most healing thing to have ever happened to you. I can see here in the 5 of Cups, group number 4, that in a sense that will make you feel as though there aren't that many people around who are emotionally available. And this is something that will make you cherish those who have always been there for you even more, as I can see here in the 5 of Cups that you think to yourself, wow, the dating game is really hard. And that is something that may make you want to put up with mistreatment more than you really should. When you look around and you think to yourself, oh, I don't know if I'm ever going to find someone again, or I don't know how long it will take to be with the one, that may end up making you stay in a toxic or unhealthy relationship just out of fear of being alone. I do see here in the King of Cups that we have this like really strong and authoritative energy in conjunction to the King of Diamonds that's present within your reading, group number 4. And this means something for your relationship. This means that somebody has the upper hand, okay? Somebody has more power within your relationships. And power imbalances can can be very traumatizing and can be very toxic to your mental and emotional health. So look at your relationships and try to figure out where the power lies, and also be honest with yourself. Take a moment to stand still. Take a moment to consider throughout the month of May to pay attention to the power dynamics in your relationships. And if you're the one who is the stronger one or the one who is in power, ask yourself how you can balance that out. And if you don't want to balance out the power dynamic, ask yourself why, because there's usually an underlying issue that can stem from a place of insecurity or fear. So really looking that in the eye and also potentially addressing that during the month of May is going to help you moving forward with being more mature, as well as feeling secure in yourself and your relationships. Next up, we have the Nine of Cups reversed. So in the Nine of Cups reversed, I can definitely see that the power dynamic topic is hitting a nerve with you, group number 4, and that's okay. I can see in the Nine of Cups reversed that kind of aside from that, things are going into a favorable place. Your relationships are mostly in good shape, okay? They are in good form. And I do see here in the Ace of Cups that you're ready for new friendships as well as relationships. So if you are in a situationship, I do see here in conjunction to the Five of Cups that you're most likely going to move on quicker than you expected. So with situationship, I mean a relationship that isn't committed, a relationship that is just kind of about having fun. I can definitely see that May may be a very whirlwind type of month, group number 4, where you leave someone or that person leaves you, but then there's immediately new hope on the horizon. You immediately forgive because you already have a new person and a new relationship that's waiting for you, a new connection that you feel is working out just fine, and you're not pushing it. That's again where we come back to this standstill situation, where if things are moving favorably, don't interfere, don't interrupt, group number 4. You're just going to cause unnecessary friction. If things are somehow just flowing in your relationships, let them flow and don't try to constantly control the situation. That is the worst thing that you can do, especially if things are going well for you during the month of May. So next up, we have ask for help. So I do see here, group number 4, in the ask for help card, that you have to ask yourself what you really need and be able to accept support, especially if you're going through a time where you're blaming yourself or doubting your decisions. It's important for you to accept support from those who came before you, meaning those who are older than you or more experienced than you, and take their advice on board. That doesn't mean that if you don't like someone's advice that you still need to make it a part of your life or your relationships, but at least be open to receiving and hearing it. I can see here in express love through gifts that giving and just overall the love language of gifts is something that you're going to be touched by during the month of May. So don't be surprised if somebody gives you some sort of material gift and that is their love language and that is their way of showing you that they care. Accept it gracefully and don't feel as though, oh, they're just trying to buy your love. That is one thing that I feel like doesn't get spoken about at all. A lot of people have this love language of giving gifts. And in our society, it's almost like vilified. It's almost like we say, oh, well, that person is trying to buy your affection through giving you things, when that is just as much of a love language as people giving emotional and verbal support. People showing you physical touch in order to show and display love. So why is it that in society we vilify when people express love through gifts? That is just as much of a love language as any other, and this is definitely something that we need to learn to be more comfortable with. One thing that I can see here is treasuring your loved ones is something that is going to affect you deeply. So treasuring your loved ones more and maybe hearing from another person that they're going through a rough time, or maybe they have experienced some sort of loss, as I do see that here in the Five of Cups, is going to make you cherish your loved ones and your family even more than you ever have in the past. But Remind yourself that it shouldn't be so obvious to you how fragile life is, or you shouldn't be reminded through somebody else's loss how fortunate that you are in order to be grateful. Try to make that a constant state of being for yourself. Then we have be in the present and dream of the future. So I do see here group number 4, that you're going through a time where you're on this very fine line of being present as well as dreaming of the future. So being present, being grounded in this very moment, being grounded right now as you're watching your reading, watching this video, being grounded in your relationships and understanding that the only place where they exist is the now. And at the same time being excited about your future, okay? And it is really like a skill to be able to be present, but still dreaming of the future and still create goals for yourself, because things can tipple over to one extreme so quickly. If you're too focused on the future, you forget to live in the present moment. And if you're too focused on the present moment, you may fail to plan for the future. So finding that perfect middle ground that you need in order to thrive and allow for your relationships to have longevity is one thing that I see that your guides want you to focus on during the month of May, group number 4. So group number 4, we are nearing the end of your reading. Make sure that you leave a star emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you received your full reading and that you feel more healed, more relaxed, as well as more prepared for the upcoming month through watching this video. So group number 4, I'm really excited for you to free yourself from any type of guilt that you may have had or any type of mistrust, and for you to see new hope on the horizon as we spoke about in the star. Furthermore, in the King of Diamonds as well as the King of Cups, do take other people's advice into account, other people who have successful relationships or have had what you consider successful relationships for a long time, and do understand that treasuring your loved ones is something that you can start with right now. Okay, when we're done this video, this reading, write a loved one a kind message. It can be a parent, it can be someone who you're romantically interested in, it could be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife, it could be a best friend. Okay, make sure that you're showing them that you treasure them and express your love the way that it is appropriate for you. If you're somebody who loves to give gifts, if you're somebody who loves to give words of affirmation, express that and allow others to express themselves freely to you. So when someone in close proximity to you during the month of May tries to give you a gift and tries to express their love through giving you a gift, gracefully accept and remind yourself that that is their love language. Now, group number 4, this is the reading that I received for you. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Thank you so much for sharing this divine time and space with me, and I'll see you in another one of my videos.